Alright, what's up everyone? Today I'm gonna do a Raze guide on Bind. A lot of people have been asking for more maps, specific things, so I'm gonna do a map for Raze on Bind, and it's probably our best map, so that's why I'm just gonna go straight into that one. And yeah, I've been playing the game since like beta. I've been playing a long time, playing mainly duelists, Raze and Jet. So yeah, let's hop into it. Alright, so I just recorded this entire video and my mic was muted, so that's pretty annoying, but we're gonna do it again. So let's go. So the best place to go on Raze, just by default, is right here. This is your bread and butter pretty much. You want to do this almost every round, especially if you're in, I'd say like diamond and above, because the enemies are a lot smarter and they'll try and read you a bit more, so the default thing you want to do a majority of attack rounds is stick your face in this corner, walk up, and just aim right there at that line. I'll show you what this does now.
Okay.
This is a perfect boom bot. You probably know about this, majority of people do. It's the only real lineup you need. That'll clear here, here, and here perfectly. And then if you think there's a guy here, you can nade bounce off that wall, kill him if he's in there, so when you swing this, all you have to do is watch here. Be careful of here as well. You see a lot of jets and chambers playing on here. But yeah, you can clear there with the nade, or you can, if you get info, there's a guy there. Or if you know there's a chamber, a lot of times chamber will have their TP set up from here to here. So you can nade the TP. If there's a guy under you as well, you can just walk like that and do a little lob nade. Then I kind of do it like this. You should just run, jump, right click, land under you. Or you can do it like this, but a lot of the time people are kind of shooting stuff, so it's kind of hard. So you can just lob the nade under the hookah. You can do a nade here as well for backside. Perfect nade, it'll kill anyone. It's a pretty simple nade to do. And if there's a guy playing in this site, what you can do is come over to this corner, toss a nade like this, and you'll see it'll land right there. So if he's standing there, he'll die, but he can stand here and take some damage from the nade, but not die. So what you can do is holding it like this, and just pre-fire this. And you will kill anyone inside that tube. They can't really sit there. So the best way to get onto the site is, gotta be wary of this thing. See the way my jump gets very, very low when I'm under this? So you wanna come hug the right side of this wall, this satchel here. And then you can fly out back sight, and you land up here. You can land a load of places, but before you land, if you still have your nade, this is when you want to throw your nade. So you want to, like, let's say, throw it back sight, satchel out, land up here maybe, you can check long, you can check here, and check all these angles. Ask your team for your flashes as well if you can. So you can just have all the util come down at once, toss that there, and fly out. So that's how you get out a hookah. You can also get a quick push CT, like I'll have a clip of this, probably now. So you can see the boombot line up there. I kind of go in a little bit before my lineup here, because I kind of wanted to usually let the lineup go first, but see, just flying out back sight straight away. And I'm ending up in CT so quick that I catch this guy with his knife out. Catch this guy still rotating. Toss the nade to kind of force a play from the enemy, and bang. So you can just satchel out, push CT, bang. Get like a nice early push on it. Grab yourself a few kills. That's the main way to play hookah. For long is a bit worse. Like, just because you're so strong in hookah, it's not even long's bad, it's just you're so strong in hookah. So at the start, like, if you are afraid of an opera, you'll do a boombot like this. It can go in here and you can have a really good boombot, but it doesn't really matter, you don't really need the lineup. As long as you get this early angle is all that really matters. You can probably try and find the lineup if you want, but I'm not going to cover it, I don't think it's necessary. You kind of want to follow your boombot up, you can clear over here. You want to jiggle like this. Then you want to clear close. What you can do now is, if you're afraid of a guy in there, you can nade that. If you think there's a guy here, you can just nade like this. You kill that guy. You can place a nade like this as well. Mainly, that nade's not good. You want to kind of bounce it off like this. So it'll land right there. But yeah, if you want to come out from long, you kind of do something like this. And a nade as you go in. Always nade as you go in, because the nade will make a lot of noise. So, like, just listen to the nade, you know? A lot of explosions, a lot of noise. So, and it will give you cover. So you toss the nade, and then you want to fly in. You know? You get a lot more cover that way. You don't really rely on your team as much, which no one wants to rely on their teammates, because no, teammates are never consistent. Sometimes you get really good ones, sometimes you get really bad ones. But that's pretty much majority of B. Like on post plant, you kind of want to play aggressively a lot of the time. You don't want to just sprint out CT and just fight people. You want to still play the bomb, but you don't usually have any utility left, so you want to be first contact. So let's say you have a guy playing here. You want him to chill out, and you want to play here. Get first contact. Be careful, a lot of time they'll flash this, so you kind of have to get ready to 180 it. But you want to be the first guy. So you will shoot. Maybe you'll get traded, and then your teammate will be like this, and then he'll swing out and trade you. So you want to tell your team to do this. You'll be like, hey, can you trade me? Can you trade? You know, you want to ask for trades. And that's pretty much B site on attack. Like, there's not much to it. This map is pretty boring on attack, to be honest. There's not too much you can do, because there's no mid, so there's not a lot of map priority. But yeah, that's pretty much B. Alright, so for A site, it's also, A site's a lot harder, to be honest. Like, I don't know, I never feel like you can keep A site, if you know what I mean. Like, you can get it, but you can't really keep it, it's quite hard. So like, the best way, I'll start off usually on this side, and I will usually like jump peek this. If they have an op, you really need to jump peek this. Just like that. Just a quick little jiggle. See if you can get a shot out, or if you can see anyone. Because a lot of time Jets and Chambers will play on those two. And if not, then you can just toss your boombot. You see a boombot like this, it'll bounce off, it'll go clear lamps for you. Just so you can walk up to here. Once you get here, now you're kind of chilling. A lot of this boombot will usually die. If this boombot dies, you have to nade this. So what my favorite type of entry is on this site is I'll nade like this. I'll satchel out back here. I'll come and I'll shoot this guy in the back. And I'll probably have a clip of it right there. Alright, so you can see I do the little jump peek there. And I have so much utility that I don't even use my nade or my boombot. I just fly it with the rocket. Shoot this guy in the back with the rocket launcher. See, I get quick push on CT. Catch the Cypher with his trip out. And now we see two on the flank there on the map. This looks like a pretty difficult one to win. I still have a boombot. That's the Raze. That's down to a 1v1. Use the boombot for a bit of bait. Shoot him in the head. So yeah, you can... This entry path is so good because you have options. You can either shoot this guy in the back like that. You can clear back here, or you can insta push CT if your team are already in the site, and you can catch free kills because you're already so quick CT, and the enemy just have no idea because their teammates are still on site. And they're looking at the map, and it doesn't look like there could be anyone CT already, but you're already pushed up. So, that's like my favorite way. Or you can play with a judge on attack. You can just... Well, you probably do like this. You'll do the same boombot, and then you'll nade over here again. And you will just satchel in. Keep lamps control with a judge. And that's how you kind of get a short control. Pretty much just satcheling out from that box. You can do it whatever way you want, to be honest. There's loads of different ways. But a lot of the time, if you have a Sage, they're going to wall like this. So going past is always risky. And then for showers, you kind of want to, straight up off the start, the bar's about here. You just want to run up like this. You want to shift up against this wall, and you see this wall and this wall? Kind of want to connect them like that. And then you just bounce the boombot off the wall like this. That'll clear like this. You can pre-fire this in case anyone pushed up. Grab the orb if you want. Clear this. And if you do the boombot perfect, it will actually bounce off this wall and clear here. But it's, again, it's kind of a lot easier to just do it freehand. And you get pretty much the same value, so it's fine. You can also blank shot the nade off it like this. Clear that corner. You can ping this on the map too as well if you want to try and mold in. But yeah, a lot of the times when you go showers, you're gonna be alone. So you kind of want to be. You want to be like 1 or 2 people here max, because you don't really want to push out of showers. You kind of just die if you push out of showers. It's a bit of a death trap. So you want the bomb planted kind of here, and you're kind of just delaying. You're not really trying to fight. You're just trying to cause pressure from this position. So like, let's say, you know, the spike's planted over there. You can nade like this to get him off the bomb. If you have rocket as well, it's super good here. So you can do this. If someone's pushing you, you can satchel just straight up in the air so they don't kill you. And you can just rocket the bomb. But yeah, it's all about delaying here. You don't actually, if you die, you lose all value. Think about it if you're the enemy. If you're the enemy, and let's say showers is clear, and you know showers is clear, you have to focus all just on this. And you can come take lamps with your team, and you can get a nice collapse on the enemy. Let's say, like, you know, the enemy Raze is nading this, you know, they're clearing all this, whatever. Like, they don't have to worry about this. Whereas if you're playing in this position, and you keep doing this, and you just trying to piss them off, a lot of times, they'll just big dick swing you, and you can probably just kill them. You know what I mean? And they're so afraid of you. So that's the power of the showers. And in post-ban, other than if you go showers, like if you're coming short, you need lamps. Lamps is the most important part of A site. Without lamps, this point is impossible. So you wanna, a lot of the times, you'll see me, if you watch my stream, I'll push up and I'll sit in this corner kinda. I won't really sit here because it's too easy to kill. So I'll play like this off angle. Because a lot of the times, look, it'll be like this, and then they'll hard clear like this, and you're standing here, so you get a free kill on them. But you play like here, you have a teammate, you always have a teammate here, you need a teammate. So you have a teammate standing here, he's kind of watching both. And when you start shooting, or when the enemy starts shooting, your teammate will swing here, and get the trade. So you can keep lamps control super well that way. But that's the majority of A site. It's all about lamps, and this entry path here is definitely my favorite to do. Yeah, that's pretty much majority of attack though, for like default and Raze. So for defense, it gets a bit more complicated. You have a lot more options. Bind's a very defense heavy map, and the best place for Raze is definitely A. There's just so many different options to do. So as a nice little default, what I'll do is in the early game usually, like the first couple of rounds on the half, I will just push up like this. As the barriers drop, throw a boombot off this. And this boombot, I'll show you where it clears. It pretty much clears like here and here. So you can catch people there. But where it will not clear is here. So what I'll do is I'll shoot here. See if I can cause a guy to peek. Because if you're pre-firing like this, a lot of the times they'll just peek you. Because they're afraid. And I will grab this orb. And I'll just farm these orbs. Orbs are so important on Raze. Especially if you can get free ones here. And like not a lot of people will contest showers in the early game. So you can grab that and you can go for a quick push as well if you want. But if you already notice the enemies are going B, what I love to do is come over here and throw this nade to the TP and just go like this. You get so many free kills this way, especially if you're comboing the util with your teammates, like chamber trips over in hookah here. Like a chamber split trip here, or you can play with sage slows, and I'll have a clip of that as well. Alright, so you can see here I just scout A short with the boombot. Make sure there's nobody there so I don't get shot in the back. I'm kind of waiting. I see the chamber trip go off. Sage slow goes in. Trade out my sage there, or you double TP. I got the call that they're both long. So I shift with the rocket, because no one expects a shift with a rocket. And then shoot this guy in the back. And yeah. See how effective it is. And yeah, so, and the way you throw the nade is about here. You can see the laboratory sign, throw it about there. If you don't run, you'll throw it like before the choke. Whereas if you go for a running nade, you'll throw it a lot deeper into hookah. See? So depending on whether they're inside hookah already or outside of hookah, you can decide which kind of nade you're trying to do. And if you don't see anyone here, you can instantly just satchel long like this. You get a really fast flank on long. And a lot of the time they won't expect you to be here so quick. They'll expect you to kind of be around there. So that's a nice easy way to get some free kills as well. Both of those. So many kills are gotten by this TP nade, by the way. The reason it's so good is because you throw it, then they look down, see the nade, you're already TP'd with your gun out, and you can just shoot them. Whereas if you like wait a bit longer, then they can counter a lot easier. They can get out of the way. So that's yeah, that's that. When taking showers as well, another thing I like to do that is you know, you do this, and if there is a guy pushing up, you can throw a nade like this, and you can cross with the nade kind of like it's a smoke. You can sit over here and get like a kill on the guy coming in, because they won't clear you because they think you're still here. And yeah, I'll have a clip of that as well. Alright, so you can see straight away, right off the start, toss the boom bot, spot this jet, and then I know I can't grab the orb, so hold the nade. Hold the nade. They always back off when you throw the nade. Get the cross. He thinks I'm still on the other side, so I just get to sit here. Get a free kill on him. Well, yeah, that's pretty strong. Other way to defend it is if you're playing more for short. A nade I like to do is if they're executing, like let's say you assume they're executing, you're just chilling, you're not playing aggressive. If you think they're gonna execute, you kind of hover a nade like this. You want to kind of hit it off this wall. So let's say you hear like a sky flash or the smokes come down, or you see a jet dash out. You can throw the nade like this, and it'll land in the choke like this, and it'll split their whole team off. So like their jet's already out, but their whole team's back here. Yeah, you'll split their team in half, and I usually do a lot of damage with this nade. It's actually insane. So you get like 200 damage easily with that nade. Or the other nade you can do is to deny the plant here. So let's say like the smokes come down, the enemy execute out, sage wall goes up, and you hear them planting. About like halfway through the spike plant, you can just toss a nade like this. It'll go right over, it'll just kill them straight up. You just right click it over, it's like pretty simple. Yeah, that's pretty much a free kill for you, or they have to get off the bomb. And the more you delay the bomb, the better, because the more your teammates can come. You can delay the bomb as well by tossing a satchel like that. And if you're planting like that, you get booped off the spike, even for an enemy, so you just do it like that. And just keep delaying the bomb like that. If you have rocket as well, you can just rocket the guy and instantly kill him. But yeah. The other way you can play it on A is you can play really aggressively. And what I like to do is I have a feeling they're going to execute really fast. I'll just throw a nade like this right off the start of their end. And I'll be doing this a couple times throughout the game. I'll just be throwing nades like this, or nades like this. And the enemy will start getting used to it, and they won't expect much from it. And then some rounds, I'll throw a nade like this, and I'll push up with the nade. And since I've done it a few times and not pushed, they don't expect the push, and bang. You get some free kills from it. Alright, so you can see here, I do the nade I was talking about. I see the breach stun, I kind of get afraid, so I kind of back off a bit. Then I go back in with the boom bot. Dodge the skydog. Fly in with a rocket, grab 3. Go in for the ace. So it was pretty nuts. So I have another example of pretty much the same thing. Throw the boom bot for a bit of info. I hear the enemies. I toss the nade. Push up with it. Grab the sage as he's spamming. I hear the jet dash out, so go back for him. Hear the Sova droning, so I go straight back in. Kind of run out of ammo there a little bit, and then grab the 4K. But a lot of the time as well, this nade will, if there's a Sova droning or something, or a Sky dogging, they'll usually do it from about here. So Sova will come up, he'll drone out from there. And when you throw that nade, you just instantly break the Sova drone or the Sky dog, because you hit the actual person. So it's really good, you get a lot of early damage for it. If you can combo with the slow or the new character Fade, if you can throw the suck thing she has, you just straight up get free kills from that as well. Yeah, that's kind of how you hold A site as Raze. You got a lot of different plays. The aggressive ones are very good. You can also play like in these boxes, like under here. There's a lot of different ways to play it. It's quite creative, but those are like the main really strong ways to do it. Retaking lamps as well. It's quite simple. Go like this. You can clear it like that either. Oh, like that. So if they're sitting in the corner, they're pretty much dead. I'm gonna clear here, here, and then here. Alright, so you can see here I'm on like a bit of a retake on A. Bomb goes down. They still haven't cleared lamps yet. Bought the trip. This guy tries to just come and kill me. Just peek out again. Catch the 2 on the timing. Completely waste my ult. You can see again, with the pushing with the nade, it's all about pushing with the nade. Grab this guy with the running gun. And then get this guy for the ace. It was like, it is just kind of using the range advantage that I have with the Spectre there. Yeah. So that's pretty much A site. There's a lot of ways to play it. That's why A site's so good. You can also just send the boom bot in here as well. You get a lot of like early damage. Walk out and kill people. So yeah, that's A site. B site's definitely a bit worse for Raze, but it's still fine. Like off the spawn barrier as well, you can place a satchel here and just fly over like this. You can sit in this corner here and just play long. You want to have a teammate here though. So you can have, let's say if you have a duo or just a random guy, you can have a guy just jump peeking like this, and then he's like backing off a bit. You can have a nice crossfire with him. Or if he goes off completely and you're still in this corner, sometimes they'll just walk past you. And you can just get a nice free kill on them. Maybe you can get a couple of kills. Or the other way you can play long is you just boombot off the start like this. This will spot out any uppers a lot of the time. It'll spot out anyone who's sitting far. Or anyone who's pushing up. If it doesn't spot anyone, you can just push. Just push up with the boombot like that. You can go for the long flank, or you can just chill there. You can get up into like an aggressive position like this one. You can just sit here and wait for the rotates. It's really strong because you can kind of watch everything from here. You like have the TP. You can see guys coming up long, and you can just shoot these guys here. And a lot of time they won't clear you. The only problem is obviously it's a one and done. You can't really get out of the spot. But if you can get 2 or 3 for this, it's fine. So yeah, you can do that boombot, but if you do spot people, and you do this boombot, you can kind of hover your nade like this. And if they start pushing up, you can like, they'll probably shift up long, but you can go when you like assume that they're close. You nade like this, and either a guy will swing you, you'll take the duel like that, or if they don't, they're backing off and you can just peek out. And they'll usually have their knife out or something, so you can like, try and get one real quick. You get one, back off. You can either back off to like elbow or back sight, whichever you want. So that's kind of how you will play long. On hookah, hookah is like, if you have a judge, you can just say hookah for free. You can play in this corner, but I'd only recommend playing this corner if you have a teammate here. Because you're going to get cleared by some sort of boombot or drone or dog or something. So you kind of want your teammate sitting here, jiggling like this. And then he can shoot the boombot or the dog, or whatever it is. And then he can either back off here and play the crossfire with you, or he can just jump out hookah. So they think it's clear, but then you're still just sitting here with the judge. But yeah, you have to kind of have a teammate to clear out that first bit for you. And then while they try and clear it, they kind of clear it like this. And you'll just catch them. You can also, if you're playing alone, I'd recommend playing this side. And I'd sit on top of the box, like, at first. Because it's quite strong. And if you play it on top of the box a few times, you can play like here. Even though they're only like slightly different angles, it still can help you quite a lot. Any of those really. And after you get one or something, they might you can hold it for a second and then you can nade. You can use the nade like a bit of a smoke. Yeah. If you're stuck over here as well, let's say you're like doing this. Do a nade like this. Satchel out. Now you're on this side. Just keep doing it. And yeah, for the retake, it's like... Yeah, and I wouldn't like fully recommend sitting back here. Unless you like... The only time you sit back sight really is... If you rotate before the enemy are out, you can kind of like run back sight. Throw some nades. That's kind of the best way to do that. Like I wouldn't start the round backside. If you want to play like towards backside, I'd recommend like sitting here. Satchel out. But yeah, for the retake, you kind of want to come over and you can throw the nade off this wall. So running nade off that will pretty much kill the planter instantly. Like they can't plant the bomb there if you do that nade. There's no real lineup to it, like I said, you just kind of like throw it on that wall, bounce over and kill that guy. And I'll have a clip of that as well. But yeah, you can just kind of like, you can use your nade to clear whatever you think they're going to be on. You can use your boombot in here if you want. You can use your boombot like this. And you can just satchel your way out. Kind of want to satchel like over here. You can nade above the crate as well. It's just a lot of, you just can freestyle whatever you want to be honest, just like on that retake. It's quite hard. As long as you have a teammate behind you when you satchel out, you're fine. Because then they can get the info and get the trade. See here, I got the two examples. The first one here, you can't see the wallbang spot I was on about, or the nade spot. But I do the spot anyway, grab a free kill on the plant, satchel out, and just kill the Raze. And then my team clean up the rest of them. Alright, so you can see on this one, it's on a pistol round. Same concept. Throw the nade, force this guy to peek, and manage to hit the shot on him. I assume the last guy might be elbow, trying to get a lurk around. Yeah, just grab the one tap on him. And that's pretty much everything. Yeah, let me think. Yeah, it's pretty much everything. There's nothing else really. Other than, yeah, there's all the rocket spots are kind of the same. Like, whatever your normal entry is, you can just do that with a rocket. Like this. It just makes it 10 times better when you have a rocket launcher, because you can do it midair. Or like the A-short entry. You can just do it all with a rocket. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. So, thanks for watching. Like, sub, all that. We're somewhere at 500 now. I'm just pretty happy with that. And yeah, I'll see you later.